All right, hey, just needed to get something done and see how bad the connection is and things like that. I'm gonna be up tonight anyway. Also, I had a free preview of the channel from Prime, at least in Canada. It's called Hollywood Suite. And that's ending pretty soon, so I wanted to. I realized I'm not going to be able to watch all the movies as I was going to watch with it, but here was one I wanted to fit in, and if I had time, would have coordinated with somebody else to do together. But I'm running out of time, so here's Silent Rage, Chuck Norris movie. Different kind of Chuck Norris movie. Before he became really a big star, but he'd been around. Different in it has kind of a sci-fi angle to it. Director Michael Miller always thought of it as sort of a kung fu guy, karate guy versus Frankenstein. Most of the time now, people compare the bad guy less to Frankenstein, more to like Michael Myers. It's like, oh, you know, Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers. Michael Miller said he never was influenced by slasher movies or thought of it that way. Well, then later in something else I read on Wikipedia, he almost makes it sound like he does understand that it's like a slasher, though, because he points out that after this movie, Chuck Norris, who never said anything about it, never did any sort of slasher type movie again. Maybe it wasn't his thing. You wonder about some of these action guys. People like Arnold, of course. Arnold is an absolute sci-fi classics. That's sort of what brought him in. I mean, he was Terminator or anything else, and he did fantasy too. As Conan the Barbarian. So he didn't actually become a big action guy doing the straight action, although he would do those. Like he was doing action and fantasy, sci-fi action and stuff like that. Predator, Terminator, etc. And then you have somebody like maybe a little more comparable to Chuck Norris. You have like Jean-Claude Van Damme, who I'll bring up again. He did low budget sort of sci-fi. What is it? Cyborg. And of course, there's the sci-fi element to Universal Soldier, which is kind of like this too, because it's about bringing back almost sort of. It's very Frankenstein-like, really. Universal Soldier. In fact, I'd say Universal Soldier is a lot more like Frankenstein than this movie is, and that they're resurrecting dead soldiers and bringing them back as sort of unstoppable killing machines. And then there's another movie that he did, of course, is sci-fi that I'll mention later as we get to it. But Chuck Norris seemed to stay firmly in the sort of more real world. I mean, they're still not real, but they weren't sci-fi, they weren't fantasy types of action movies. It's like you think of like the movies Clint Eastwood did. I don't think Clint Eastwood was ever in any sci-fi movies. Maybe it wasn't his thing, and I don't think this was really Chuck Norris's bag. But he's never badmouthed the movie or said anything bad about it or said he regrets it. I think it's just something he did and wasn't really his thing and moved on. But I guess he was professional about it. I have seen this movie once, and I saw it in theater. I don't know how many years ago, maybe about 10. It was a long time ago on my local theater for some reason, because it would sometimes randomly play old stuff. Played this, and Ryan went with me, and we had a great time. There was a fairly substantial audience for it, which was good because the movie, being from '82 and being a Chuck Norris movie, is quite cheesy and full of lame, stupid stuff, including a sex scene that goes on way too long that had the audience that I was with really laughing. But I only really remember that, like the bullet points of the movie. I don't even remember how this killer gets going or anything. I just know that this killer gets going and Chuck Norris has to stop him. I know there's some woman he has an affair with or a romantic time with. There's something about a hospital. I forget so much. And I kind of remember the ending, and maybe he knocks him down a well at the end or something. I don't know. So I literally haven't seen the movie since then. Has not barely been on streaming services as far as I could tell. So when I saw this in Hollywood Suite, I made a mental note, do a live commentary, maybe get Jay and or work involved or something. But I don't know, we haven't been too coordinated lately. Jay and I are really trying to resurrect Movie Discussion Pocket Dimension, which has been gone for most of the year, I know. Almost nothing in 2023, mostly my fault. We are going to do a bit of a comeback, hopefully starting next week. And I don't know. I'm up anyway. Get myself in the spirit of things. I don't expect anybody to really be watching this. It's kind of weird timing. Isn't it like Thanksgiving in the U.S.? I don't know. I think it is. It's either today or tomorrow, Thanksgiving in the U.S. I'm always caught off guard by, I've known my whole life that in the U.S. Thanksgiving is like the end of November and they do Black Friday. And of course, my email is just full of annoying Black Friday deals from every single business I've ever shopped in and given my email address to. Of course, Black Friday deals in Canada are not nearly what they are in the U.S. That's why probably, which maybe is a good thing because it doesn't lead to us like killing each other to, get big, a deal on a big screen TV or whatever. Big screen TV they all are now. I'm dating myself by saying that. I might as well say like a picture television or a color television, color TV. I did grow up in a household that had one black and white TV, but that was, it was just a little tiny thing that we watched in the kitchen. And that was only when I was really young. We did replace it. But I mean, Jay and I have talked about this before. I'm 40, he's in his early 40s. We're not ancient. But the difference is, while there are some things that, like, technically you think we were too young to experience, we weren't. Because another difference in back in the day was, like, stuff just lasted longer and people held on to stuff longer. So, yeah, there's stuff like from the 70s that, yeah, would have been already considered old by the time I was growing up. But, they were still in my household and households of people that I knew and visited, and that's how it went. And which is so different nowadays. Now, as soon as something's like 5 years old, it's like replace it, get rid of it. It's very wasteful. I don't watch them, but my mother says, she watches those, home renovation shows all the time, and the most wasteful thing ever. This like stupid, ditzy. I don't even know if you'd use the word anymore. Again, maybe saying myself like, what is the word? Yuppie type couple come in and they're like, oh, gross! Look at all this. Get rid of it. Tear it all up. Tear it out. Like, and they're just throwing it all in the garbage. Like some of this stuff. I mean, yeah, maybe you're not going to recycle like countertops, but all this stuff they just destroy it. And I wonder just how wasteful it all is. But it's a weird tangent to go on when I'm about to watch Silent Rage, right? Silent Rage, Chuck Norris, there's not a lot to say, but I just wanted to watch something, do some talking. I don't know. I don't have a lot of facts to go with this movie. It was shot in Dallas in 1981. It took about 30 days from what I read. Chuck was the consummate professional. They got through it. I don't remember the name of the guy, but just some stunt guy, of course, is the bad guy in this. And the director said he was a great sport, too, because he did everything that was asked of him, including some kind of weird stuff. So for years he talked about doing a sequel. I don't know. I don't even know if he's alive anymore, but I'm not clear if the sequel would have had Chuck Norris or if it would have had his character, even if Chuck wasn't involved. I don't know. It was just an idea that there might be a sequel, and of course it never came to fruition. I don't imagine this movie did great guns at the box office or anything like that. Again, it's just sort of a footnote in the career of the great Chuck Norris, and stands out a little as a black sheep because of its somewhat sci-fi-ish angle, which is always why I was sort of intrigued by. I remember I hadn't even heard of it until I watched, I think the first time I heard of it. And again, this might have been around the same time that I saw it. No, it was a few years later that I saw it, I think. But anyway, they definitely reference it in one of my favorite buddy cop movies of all time, maybe my favorite ever, Hot Fuzz. In Hot Fuzz, you have Nick Frost's character looking at various things, including, I think, like Jackie Chan's Super Cop, the cop can't be stopped and stuff. But I'm pretty sure he's holding Silent Range, too. He's there at, like, some shop, and he's looking at various DVDs, action movies. And Silent Rage is one of them, I believe. I should remember better, considering that movie I've seen so many times. One of my favorite movies, over and over again. Anyway, nobody's watching, I wouldn't expect them to. It's just about 2 a.m. here in the Atlantic. But for most people, for Eastern Standard Time, about 1 a.m. and so on forth. But for people in the future who are watching this, I've got it queued up right. I think it's the Columbia logo. I'm pretty bad at remembering what company does what. So I'll just do a countdown from that and we'll get going. This movie is actually longer than you expect. Not a lot longer. It's about an hour and 40. But still, you think, wow, an hour and 40, where'd they get? They're really padding with an extra 10 minutes. I know, I told you where it went. That sex scene is where it went. It goes on way too long. And it's not very graphic. It's a very silly, stupid sex scene. Even if you think the girls are attractive or are not put off by young Chuck Norris, I don't know. Sex scenes are weird. You've heard me talk about that kind of stuff ad nauseum on various shows with Jay, so we'll leave it where it is. So we'll just do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, hit play. And we'll get going. We'll get into Silent Rage, 1982, Chuck Norris versus the Boogeyman, or Frankenstein, or whatever. So 3, 2, 1, hit it. I can already tell it's too loud, so we'll start putting it down. Columbia Pictures, yeah. I said Columbia, didn't I? Okay. Okay. Still seems too loud, but we'll just see. Not going to be a lot of talking during this anyway, unless I wind up getting reminded of other things and going on unrelated tangents. Still too loud, isn't it? Chuck Norris. I wonder if Aaron Norris did the music for this. It's got like a cool font, actually. even that evokes like a slasher movie. That font where they just use for the title. So Ron Silver is the only other actor I know who's in this. And Ron Silver has an interesting sort of link to this. Not like much of one, but when I was talking before, I was saying like a contemporary Chuck Norris, martial artist guy said that had leaned a little more heavily into the sci-fi was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Well, of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme did another sci-fi movie called Time Cop. Came out in '94, and Ron Silver's in that. He's like the crooked senator or whatever. And while this doesn't really have anything to do with either, it's also kind of amusing because I recently watched, I didn't see all of it, but some of the cop movie Blue Steel, which has, speaking of Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis in it in the lead role, and Ron Silver's like the bad guy in that. So it's kind of a weird little connection there. So anyway, but Ron Silver is the only other movie I know, only other actor I know in this besides Chuck Norris. Like I said, I don't know who the stuntman guy is. Even if I said his name, it wouldn't mean anything to me. Although, being a stunt guy, he's probably been in some stuff. But yeah, that is the bad guy, I believe. That is the guy that's going to be the bad guy. I can't remember what happens here. Yeah, I really don't remember the opening. I recognize him. He's the bad guy. But I don't know how he becomes what he becomes or why he does what he does. So somebody's banging on the door here. Okay, so he's a family man, I guess, got kids and a wife. It's very sweaty because it's Texas. Everybody's very sweaty in Texas, I imagine. Ugh. I mean, I get it, air conditioning, but not all the time, not everywhere. Okay, no, he's not a family guy. Is he like staying in some sort of, I don't know, boarding house or something? And that's why he has to go downstairs for the phone? Yeah, I think he's at like some sort of boarding house. Okay. I'm really piecing together the intricacies of this plot. No, maybe it is his house. Yeah, so he's talking to his doctor. I need help on losing. Yeah, so he's already got issues. Kid keeps saying shit. I was not allowed to say shit when I was that age. I remember I started hanging out with my friends around the time I was 9 or 10, and I was shocked that like his parents allowed him and his younger sister to not only say shit, but they also said frig, which is not much of a word, but it's kind of like a curse word almost for kids. Like I wouldn't even use a word like that. I get in a lot of trouble if I said shit or frig. Hell, damn, no, I couldn't say those words. And the other one. He just hangs up on the doctor. So he's heading for some sort of breakdown, blow up, or what have you. It doesn't seem like it's his wife. Yeah, not his wife. I'm so confusing. She's like a housekeeper? I don't know. Ah, that's what you do when you're worried about losing it. You go outside and start chopping wood. Now I'm thinking of Friday the 13th, Part 5. We all know what happened there. You know something, Vic? You are out of line. I remember that movie pretty well, considering I haven't seen it so long. I know my contemporaries, my friends. They watch those movies every year. I haven't seen any Friday the 13th outside just this October watching some of the remake. I haven't seen any of them in years. Like, I like those movies, but I don't watch them all the time or every year. Sacrilegious to like Ryan. Ryan, they're his favorite slashers, but I'm a Halloween guy, despite recent events. Classic Halloween. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Well, she's right to send the kids away. That is a good move, sending the kids away. He didn't even spell it. It was very slasher-esque, the music going, him just walking in, carrying the act with a blank look on his face. She's like, you've got an axe. Puts it together pretty quickly. I wonder how graphic this gets. I don't think it's particularly graphic violence. Let's see. Here's Johnny. Oh, yeah, so is this a boarding house? So that, yeah, because like some guy just tried to stop him. Didn't work. Go out the window, you dumb idiot. You foolish fool. Or even looking through the hole. Mailman, save me. Mailman seems to actually be taking her seriously. Come on, you dumb. I'm trying to restrain myself from saying something like misogynistic or something. I don't mean it. I'm going to be like, you dumb cow, get out there. Well, you're dead. Way too slow. Way too slow. Discretion shot. I thought he'd got him right at the camera, but no, just off camera hits her. I mean, the cops are instantly on the scene, so you've just killed 2 people, and you are in no way getting. Oh, wow, Chuck Norris is there. I didn't know he'd be right there right away. In a prelude to his Walker, Texas Ranger days, I like to think it's the same character. That is Walker. There's Walker in his younger days in the 80s. Walker, Texas Ranger was a 90s show. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a confrontation, and Chuck kills him, right? But he's going to get brought back to life somehow. I don't know. Let's see. That's a pretty fast police response. You don't get that kind of response in some American cities. This is a beardless Chuck. He just has the full mustache, not a beard. The beard comes a little later. Well, you say a little later, but does he have the beard when he? No, he does not have the beard. Yeah, he's completely. Yeah, it is an evolution because when he back in like the early '70s when he has the fight scene with Bruce Lee, I'm pretty sure he's clean shaven. He's a hairy guy, shirtless, and he's got hair all over. But I'm pretty sure his face is actually clean shaven. I mean, that's considered like a great fight scene. I've never been a huge fan of it. It's a lot like a lot of Bruce Lee fight scenes in that like the guy maybe poses a problem for him for like the first like 45 seconds, if that, and then he just takes over the fight and starts beating him. You know, you always wonder what if Bruce Lee had lived, what other kind of movies he could have done, especially when you look at the movies that like people like Jackie Chan will wind up doing years after his death. Like Bruce could definitely do movies in that style, and I don't mean comedy as I thing, but I just mean sort of that frantic, frenetic style that was really pioneered by Jackie. Not that he was the first person necessarily to ever do it. Maybe you give it to Sammo Hung, but if you look at the Bruce Lee fight scenes, whether it's a one-on-one like with Chuck, or this is actually well done. This is nice and slow. This is taking his time, building the suspense, going in slow. No music, no sound, just silence. Ooh, silent rage. I just got it. But I mean, as I was saying, in those movies, like say when Bruce Lee would fight a whole bunch of guys, it wasn't the best choreography. A lot of them would sort of rush him one at a time and wait back for him. He wasn't really doing the more realistic what happens if like a bunch of them rush you at once thing. They would all sort of take turns. I think, if he had lived, he would have gotten into better choreography, better stuff. I mean, guys like Sammo Hung and Jackie and Yuen Biao had all been extras and stunt guys in some of his movies. So as they would gain influence and start doing their own projects, you could imagine that he could have been part of it, I suppose. Although you can also say like his death kind of opened the door for them too because it created such a void. Guy's bigger than Chuck. No fancy karate here, just close quarters. I actually like the camera work here too, coming in close. Now he's going out the window. There's no Master Chuck. Shoot, fat ass. No, don't shoot, fat ass. Fat ass, he almost shot Chuck. Good. Okay, so there's some of our comic relief. Like now I had to at least pretend I'm in pursuit, even though I can't run for more than 30 seconds before I hack up a lung. Tall grass. It's taking longer to catch than I thought. Chuck doesn't have any dialogue yet, except he might have said, "Hello, police," or something like that. You can't sneak up on Chuck. No, he did. Some vulnerability there. I thought for sure Chuck was gonna like smash it in half. Like I guess he hasn't quite achieved the status of sort of the unstoppable karate guy here, and I kind of like that. He's a tough guy. He's got some moves, but he's human. He's fallible. He's in trouble with this guy. He's going to beat him. Of course, he'll be in much more trouble later when this guy becomes kind of like immune to pain. So you subdued him by bonking him in the head with a board. Guy's still fighting. Chuck also knows there's no point in reading this guy's rights. See, I couldn't even remember. I thought like Chuck had to inadvertently was like forced to kill him or something. But he's taking him alive. Conked him in the head with a board, but he's taking him alive. They got him. He's the sheriff. All right, so Ron Silver's the doctor, the psychiatrist or whatever. John Kirby is the bad guy's name. So I don't want to go in there. I got the bad guy. Okay, he already broke the cuffs? I thought he didn't get strong until later. Shit, he just broke the cuffs and kicked the door out. Holy shit, I knew like he did this in the movie. I just thought it was later. Like, why is he so strong now? Okay, so now they gun him down. Not until the shotgun hits him that he finally goes down. But like he already showed crazy strength before that. I thought the whole point was he got the crazy strength after he like came back somehow. But he just ripped the handcuffs and kicked a car door like off its hinges or whatever. So they shoot the hell out of him, but he's still technically alive. Doctors have to try to save him. Goddamn suction! A stressful job. Especially in the country like the US where people see gunshot victims every day. It's like a goddamn war zone in the US. Very sad. And doctors here, it's pretty rare if most of them never see a gunshot victim. Put them on the ceiling. Isn't surgery what they're doing? Oh, okay. Well, that's what. Okay, the psychiatrist guy is doing surgery with them because he used to be a surgeon. This is confusing. Shirtless Chuck. See, it's 1982. The fitness crave hasn't quite hit, although it started. Sort of starts at the end of the 70s. Arnold helps do that with the Mr. Universe stuff and his personality and the really important documentary on Pumping Iron, Jane Fonda and people. So it's 82. So Chuck Norris is obviously in very good shape, but he's not ripped the way the 80s action star would be in the next couple of years. By the time you saw like John McClane in the first Die Hard in 1988, he was already sort of bucking the trend because by then you already had 4 or 5 years of Stallone and Schwarzenegger and imitators, being like really ripped and stuff. When they were sort of like, let's take it back to the basics. When you had somebody like John McClane, it was more of an everyman. Again, he was in good shape, but he wasn't, bulging with muscles. Watching that soon. It's a Christmas movie. I don't remember who's the cokehead guy in 19 in Die Hard is, but Ron Silver could have played him because he kind of looks like him. So we're a little past 17 minutes here. This will be a little later because watching this Hollywood Suite, you get the Hollywood Suite intro first before it goes into the actual movie. So that adds maybe 10, 15 seconds to it. Doing all they can to save this crazy bastard. Yeah, I was so confused because one of them was like, "You should have stayed with surgery instead of," and I was like, "What? Isn't he doing surgery?" But yeah. So he's like a psychiatrist guy now that used to do surgery and is allowed to do surgery, I guess, still on special occasions, like if it's his own patient, although it's his patient for as a psychiatrist, not as a physician. Go away, dumbass, fat cop. So this skinny woman that just slapped him, I believe she's the love interest. So apparently the setup here is that they used to date, but they're not dating now. They're going to rekindle it. I'm excited. Even his own doctor's giving up. He's dead. So it's like there already was something special about this guy. Like I thought, like I don't know. I thought they did some sort of like weird uh, procedure on him or something that made him come back and made him like all messed up and stuff. But like apparently it was already something with this guy because he was already like being crazy strong. He snapped the handcuffs, kicked the door off, took a few bullets before finally going down with the shot from the shotgun. And now it's like he's on the brink of death, but now he's coming. Now he's alive again. Yeah, we know his mind was unbalanced. That's kind of interesting too, because you'd think the psychiatrist guy would be the one they'd be like, oh, we have to. He's my patient, save him. But he's the one telling the other guy, the actual surgeon, he's saying, just let him die. It seems to go against how I would have written it. I would have written it that the doctor, the ordinary surgeons would have been like, well, he's gone. And the other guy would be like, no, damn it, my patient. I have a responsibility. I got to save him. So they seem resolved to let him die. So I can't remember if they just think he dies and he's down the morgue and he gets up. I don't know. We're going to find out. It's exciting. I'm excited. What was the best thing? Trying and failing? Okay. So he's dead. It's over. The rest of the movie will be about Chuck Norris trying to get back with his ex. But instead, no. You see the doctor here, Dr. Phil, was lying to Tom as a psychiatrist, waiting for him to leave, and now he's going to try once again to revive the guy. Which, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as a doctor. Doesn't matter that this guy's a crazy murderer. You are supposed to try to save him. I think he's going to live. I guess that is sort of maybe to further the Frankenstein comparison. They're telling Chuck Norris he's dead. Chuck Norris is like, whatever, less paperwork for me. Now the taxpayers don't have to pay for a trial or his incarceration. Chuck Norris isn't even mad. Like, he doesn't even ask him any questions. He tells him, he's like, if I knew he was like this, he would have been incarcerated. He would have been in an institution. Chuck Norris is like, I get it. I understand. No problem. Oh, is his ex dating? Oh, it's his sister. Okay. So that's interesting. So his ex is Silver's sister. Ooh, what a thick plot. How could anybody resist this? Everybody's on the edge of their seat. What's going to happen next? Silent Rage can't be over. He can't be dead. Oh, awkward. Oh, that's Allison. It was 5 years ago. He's already trying to feel her up in the car. See, that's what the problem with movies like this, though. She's also, and then cut two, they're in bed. Like, that's the joke, right? So there's some nudity. You get to see a little bit of her. It's not like she has a fantastic body or anything, but nudity. Oh, this doesn't mean anything, by the way. We're not back together. But so many movies do that. The woman's just like, no chance in hell. And then cut to, boom, they're in bed. Is that a reflection of reality? I don't know. See, the thing is, this is not the sex scene I was talking about. There's a later sex scene. I forgot this even happened. This is going on for a while. I mean, this is just kissing. This is post-coital making out, or whatever you want to call it. So now we've got a nice old diner for the fat cop to eat in, right? Yep. No bras in Texas in the early 80s. I'm liking this. Too hot for bras. She's got some interesting tattoos on her bosom. Chuck, Officer Fat Ass is on break here. Are these guys really going to harass two cops? Are they down? You even know he's the sheriff. What are you doing? Ooh, you're a gang guy. Ooh. You talk smack, you'll get smack talk back. But I'm a small, tiny gang leader, shirtless, wearing a vest. I thought I could just come up and, actively threaten two armed policemen in public. That's a movie, right? Oh, don't tell me Miss No Bra is one of them. Hmm. What kind of jeans are those, Chuck? Nobody could do kicks in jeans quite like Chuck Norris. Until Donnie Yen, but this is before. 1982, Donnie Yen's young, but he's already embarked on his career. He's got to have a code. The same motto. I mean, I will say so far, Chuck Norris's character is fairly normal and fairly likable. I mean, he was pawing at his ex in the car when he really shouldn't have been, but boom, it worked out for him. But he handled both situations pretty well. He's not kind of like the typical, you know, action movie, really reckless cop. He's doing stuff more or less by the book as far as I can tell. He's not flying off the handle or using excessive force. Biohazard, my favorite sign. Chuck Norris isn't tall either. He's not short, but he's not tall. He's only about 5'10". But he seems tall. But now I see like this fat cop is actually taller than him. I give him a fat cop. He's not really that fat, but you can't have the cop be too fat, or then it's unbelievable. I mean, you did almost shoot me, but apart from that, you did really great. I think a good lawman just gotta work on that cardio. Hit point, high point. I don't. Is that a real place? Is that made up? I don't know. I like that truck. So our mad scientist doctor here is like, oh, look, I got it back. It's a standard thing in an ordinary Texas hospital. Right. So it's not something they did to him. He was already like this. He's got almost kind of like a weird healing factor. They're saying. Yeah, that's pretty much a Wolverine-esque healing factor. They just showed it. He cut him and it healed a few seconds later. Do that again. Okay, I don't think you have to make it that wide. Now you're being sadistic. So I'm not really sure if they're saying like there's something special about him or there's something weird about like the drugs they gave him and they've inadvertently given him a healing. I don't know. It's kind of muddled. I got the subtitles on and everything. I'm seeing what they're saying. I'm still not really sure if they're saying he was already kind of special or if he was special and then they made him more special by what they did, or I don't know. As we said, we already saw him display uncommon strength before he was shot. Like, I agree with it, but we just got to run through. Interesting job. This guy was, I guess, some sort of surgeon and then went into psychiatry, but still has a lot of pull at the hospital. He can perform surgery when he wants to, and he's telling this guy about running tests and all this. Now that they are back together, I guess Chuck's going to be in Allison's face the whole time. I don't know the actress. Doubt I've ever seen her in anything else. Like I said, the only name I know in this besides Chuck Norris is Ron Silver, psychiatrist, former. So it's Brian Libby as the bad guy. The woman is Tony Callum. In a lot of stuff. Ah, she was an important character on the show The Sopranos. So people who watch that would know her. Obviously, she would have been older then, probably in her 50s. She is 67 now. Not too, only a handful of movies. Haven't seen any of them. The only one I've seen is this one. Oh, she's in Sister Act. I don't remember her in Sister Act. So I've seen this in Sister Act. Nothing on Brian Libby. This is some guy. Norris said he received negative feedback from fans over his love scenes. He subsequently resolved to avoid them in the future. Well, yeah, as I said, the love scenes in this movie are terrible. Even by, I guess, 1982 standards, the love scenes are terrible. I wonder specifically what they just wanted to say. It's like, Chuck, we like seeing you fight. We don't want to see you getting it on, even though, again, it's not like it's porn. But this movie does lean heavier on the love scenes. Usually in movies like this, all you want to see is the, kiss the girl, probably, type thing. This goes a bit further than that. So are they talking about their relationship now? I think they are. We need to talk about our relationship. Jesus Christ, we only just got back together. Looks like some other actress that I know, but I couldn't tell you who. Sheriff Stevens. Okay, the thing about that is, he not dead after all. No, they're still saying he's dead, saying that they're doing the autopsy, and he says that's the coroner's job. Yeah, but we just wanted to do an autopsy. The coroners get all the fun. We wanted to give it a try, an autopsy. What a wacky hospital. Same night. That's a 1982 quote. That's Tootsie. That is one nutty hospital. If there's something missing from this as a 1982 movie, American movie, there's no sweet, like, soft rock, which is too bad. Which is like what Tootsie's built on. They put him in like a weird silver jumpsuit for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I mean, I guess they had a one. They didn't want him to be nude. They wanted to give him some dignity, but I don't know why he's in a silver jumpsuit. That's something that the director had said about how the guy was good to work with. He was a real cooperative kind of guy. He never balked about anything. I put him in a silver suit. I put him through a lot. A lot of other actors would have thought this is beneath them, but he wasn't like that. Well, he wasn't an actor, right? He was an elevated stuntman. That's right. The mind is his field. What are you guys doing? Oh, he's awake. Oh, you're his boss. The F word. Just past 35 minutes. A little over an hour to go. Wow. Yeah, it's taking his time. You think, this all would be done. He'd have broken out by now. But anyway, he's awake. He's awake. And he closes up. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Oh, good. You stuck a dog in the freezer when you were a kid? Is this supposed to be a funny story? You froze a puppy to death when you were a child. That's not funny. That's really disturbing. I mean, yeah, you were 6 years old, but holy fuck, I would have known better when I was six that you can't stick a living thing in the freezer. Yeah, I guess that was supposed to be a. Oh, look, the biker hangout. Oh, I like this. Sheriff's going on the offensive here. I like it. They gotta get better tires for their truck. Yeah. Oh, it's not their hangout. They just came back to the same diner. Time for a good old fashioned bar fight. That girl's having fun though. Like she's getting passed around, and they're dumping beer on her, but she's oh wow, it's turning into a goddamn orgy. I love it. I mean, consensual. I guess it's a public indecency or something, but there's a lot of tits in this movie. I gotta say. So far, I only see people enjoying themselves. I don't see any people that are upset or afraid or anything. She's like, ah, you guys. Well, I got to see some random. What about you? Aren't you gonna get topless? What a tease. Motherfuckers. Wow. It's kind of taking me by surprise, the edge of this movie. It's nudity, this guy yelling motherfuckers. I mean, I know it wasn't like going to be a PG movie, but I mean, they do have guns. They could take them out and shoot you. I mean, the real American police would just go in there shooting. They wouldn't say against the law. They'd just be like, oh, they're breaking the law. Bang, 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 bang. But there's the movie. Ah, there. You see the diner owner guy. They got him tied up. The noose around his neck. So he's the only guy having a bad time. Everyone else seems to. Okay, Officer Fatso, she's just messing with you, but you're so desperate for a woman's attention that you're like, yeah, this criminal woman that's just here to humiliate me called me sweet cheeks, and I'm gonna, well, any sort of attention's good for me. Oh my god. There they, oh, nice, very nice. He's like, he's like, you know what, Sheriff, these guys aren't so bad after all. Here comes shirtless vest guy. He's still like 5'6", but that's his grass. Now that's police standard. He's telling about the drill bit. Yeah, you would be done, but not Chuck. I'm waiting for you to kick some ass, Chuck. It's kind of taking a while. There we go. Final. Here we go. Here we go. No fancy karate yet. Just punching him out. Come on, let's do some kicks. Okay. Straight side kick. Oh. They're all attacking him one at a time. Kind of what I was talking about the Bruce Lee thing. Let's all take turns. Give him a fighting chance. Chuck's keeping it very real here. He's not doing anything that flashy yet. I mean, that guy. Just throw. Okay, there's some good kicks. That's more. There, he just had to warm up a little. There's the spinning hook kick. Kind of low, but effective. I like it. He had to sort of ease into the karate. Didn't start with it. You say, where'd you learn to throw a ball? Is that something you learn? I guess it is if you're a gang member. Okay, that's not, I can't tell what's happening there. The fight choreography is starting to, you're next. Luckily, I brought my motorcycle inside the building, so I can start my getaway now. Officer Fat Ass is still talking about the tits. Oh yeah, I forgot that they're all horrible, violent criminals, and I was supposed to call for backup. Well, Chuck, I think you know you can fire him now. Pool cue. Not bad. Motorcycle through the window. Oh, I like the angle that guy fell at. Looks like when I was playing Spider-Man earlier today, I was looking at the aftermath of one of those big group fights. Some guy splayed out an impossible angle on the sidewalk on the curb. He was doing a full splits with his head like under a car. I was like, yeah, I think Spidey killed that one. I think he's dead. I think his back is broken. Nice lingering shot. Now you've gone full mad scientist here. Now you're talking to the guy, the patient. You're my special project, and I love you. You're no experiment, John Kirby. What the fuck is this? Just some random number at 2:45. What the fuck? He can hear you. He's playing possum. I won't let anything. Wow, you're really on full mad scientist. Nothing will hurt you, my darling, in your futuristic silver jumpsuit that I had lying around for some goddamn reason. I think we're coming up to that sex scene. Because I remember this house. Oh, yeah. Set the mood, Chuck. I was just listening to some smooth jazz. Come on in. I'm often shirtless and listening to smooth jazz. So this is a great time. Let her say it so you can get to it. My smooth jazz? Well, I was supposed to be setting a mood, but okay. Whatever that is, left a voicemail. It's over now, but there was like a period of like 3 years going back about 7 or 8 years ago, starting. There's this group of people who had my number mixed up with a woman named Lorna, and they constantly called me. And I know I could have ended it by just talking to them. I never talked to them. Eventually, I did start blocking numbers. But so many of them called, and it was clear that there were a bunch of people. They all seemed to be like at least in their 50s, and they all seemed to be like on pills and stuff, and they were always worried about getting pills and drugs, and they were concerned about cops and stuff. They were kind of like low level criminal type people. And God, I kept blocking numbers, but they kept calling. I only directly talked to them once, and I did let them have it. I'm not that kind of person. I was like, Jesus Christ, people, I'm not Lorna. You thought I was Lorna for like 3 years. I'm not Lorna. Have you ever spoken to Lorna about this? Like, ever? Ah, here we go. Yeah, so this is a very silly. Okay, so here's some of that soft rock I was talking about. That's a camera slowly panning up, the clothes on the floor. Oh, the legs intertwining in the beds. Like, it's supposed to be like, I guess, it's like a playful love in the afternoon type thing. They should be playing Afternoon Delight. Okay, so they're kissing. That's nice. But now cut to, they're taking some sort of like break. He's got his pants back on. And they've got like a tray with fruit and wine. Oh, cut back to like, let's see her boobs a little. Nice. Okay, now we're seeing outside. Now they're swinging a hammock. So it's done, right? Oh no, cut back to. I mean, I'm glad that even the 1982 audiences said to Chuck, this is like terrible. They're making out in the backyard, giving the neighbors a good eyeful of what she's wearing. Okay, now they're clothed again. It's the time for love. We got it. So it seems like, okay, that was long, but oh, he's shirtless. I get it. You're super horny for each other. I still think there's more. We'll see. But that was really dumb. I'm gonna listen to this voicemail. We should probably just. I thought I had voicemail. It says I got voicemail. What the fuck? You just said I had a message. My phone did an update a couple days ago, and it's been all messed up since. It's showing that I've got a voicemail. Oh, who cares? I'm gonna care if that give me like a red. Who's this person? We're back to the psychiatrist slash former surgeon. I guess that's his wife, who's an artist. I don't know. I look down at my phone for a couple seconds and I lose the whole plot. I'm just annoyed that I've got like, well, you can't see it, but it's red, like saying you have a voicemail. But when I call my voicemail, it says I don't have any. It says I've got no messages. So why does this say that I? This isn't even a message. It's like a pocket dial. I can hear like sounds in the background. Whoever called just forgot to hang up. It's a bunch of background noise. It goes on for another 40 seconds. Yeah, they did not mean to leave a message. Jesus Christ. It's like a pocket dial message. Yeah. It says it's a local call. People were talking to each other. Well, that was fucked up. It's a local call too, so I don't know where they are. They're out somewhere, middle of the night. Idiots. Well, don't call me again. We're back to the horror movie stuff here. The first person view. I mean, this is very Halloween-esque right here. First person view, looking through. Somebody's in their kitchen. Oh, it's not somebody, is it? It's the doctor. Ron Silver doctor, not the scientist. I guess I missed Kirby's escape. But yeah, this is just like Halloween 2. Like in Halloween 2, which came out a year before this. When Michael watches the woman in the kitchen. Sorry, that movie. What do you have in your basement? Here we go. Well, there's a knife conveniently put right there. I mean, I get it. Halloween doesn't own this, but it's all you can think of. This whole first person thing, wandering through the house. Look down and you'll see a nice big knife. The hand taking the knife. Director says he didn't watch these movies, but I don't know. So why would he want to kill Ron Silver specifically? The other thing I can't remember, like how much of his like memories or brain is he like? Is he just a killing machine now? Apparently not. It seems like he has his memories and knows what he's doing. It's not Nancy. Here it comes. Okay, now we see it. You say, John? No time to say anything. We're coming up to 54 minutes. Run, run, or you'll be well done. Okay, I know that doesn't apply to this situation. I just like the line. Like, hi, doctor, do you like my space age clothes? Like any good Texan, he's got a gun in his house. The music here reminds me of some old video game. I can't remember what. It's familiar. I mean, gotta kill somebody. So far, he's only killed 2 people, and he hasn't killed anybody since, unless, like, when I was looking at the phone, he killed some people to escape the hospital. You think he would have had to? Got a gun. No, that's not a good idea. You got to get over this wanting to help people thing. Get into some self-preservation. I wouldn't come in. I'd be like, "You come in, John. I'm going to shoot you." But he's instead like, "No, I'll come to you because I'm an idiot." You get the drop on him. You got to shoot him, but he's got a crazy healing factor, so that's a very temporary solution. Now, come on. You saw them demonstrate the healing factor to you. So maybe you could at least take the gun and put it up against his temple and pull the trigger a couple more times. So it's just like, I know I saw him heal before, but I'm sure those bullets. Oh, I'm an idiot. Another shot. That's the other thing about being a stuntman doing a fall like that. You know, in real life, sometimes people are able to stop their fall before they go all the way down. But it's always the rule is even if those stairs have a curve in them, you make it so you get around that curve and go all the way down to the bottom of the stairs. Otherwise, it's worthless. Okay, that third bullet definitely did it. Yep, it's fine. Yep. Scared me, but now it's over. Oh shit, it's not over. I'm really done. I mean, you realize the gun's not going to do you any good. You could have at least tried to run away. Just spitballing ideas here, Dr. Ron Silver. I mean, the first bad decision was saying, I'm going to come in. I mean, yeah, he could have broken down the door and come at you, and then you were forced to shoot him, but at least he was coming to you. This idea that I'm going to come out and we're going to talk. Ugh. Like his wife's short shorts. Oh, used to be my life. A woman in short shorts bringing pizza. Like, who, your mom? Good one. Ah, he's fine. No, they're really drowning this out. So we didn't actually see him kill Tom. He killed him off screen. Yeah. You don't have to worry about living without Tom because you're not going to be living. See, the grieving stage is already over. What are you looking for? Stairs? Does that go to an attic? Looks like. Well, we know from these movies, this is attics are always completely safe. Get up there, you're home free. Sorry, excuse me. Drank this a little too fast. Shouldn't be drinking at all. Oh no, he found the attic. I was so sure she was going to be safe up there. It's not to be. He's like, oh, my silver jumpsuit has blood all over it. Look at it dry clean. I'll give the movie credit. It really does seem to take its cue from slashers. I mean, it's really building suspense here. It's holding. It's not rushing. We got a close up of her face here. She's just trying her best to not make any sound. I mean, it feels just like a scene from a slasher. But what's weird is we cut away. Now we're back to Chuck. Seems like a weird time to cut away. My truck is a Chevy. That was weird. Now we go back to her. Well, I'm sure it's safe to come out. Like, I wouldn't come out for hours to be sure. She's like, it's been, I think, 3 minutes. He's moved on. I mean, it's not like it's a really uncomfortable attic. There's room to move and everything. I screwed up. Better. I recognize those sounds. It's like from a game I played, I'm sure of it. This is 82. This would predate only the most primitive video games. So I know it's not from a game, but it's very similar. You're as dumb as your husband. You can't just stay put. He could have stayed put from a defensible position with a gun. Now we know the guy can sort of walk through bullets, but still, you don't be like, I'm gonna come out. Man, I can't believe I was fucking around with the phone when he obviously escaped the hospital. So if we killed him at the hospital, I totally missed it. Oh well. Yeah, they're really taking their time with this. She's still going through the house trying to see if he left. He didn't leave. That was a good kill. Very good. Just slammed her head against the wall. Very slasher-esque. There's a reason I like this movie. It's actually a pretty fun movie. Chuck Norris isn't even that bad, and yeah, the love scenes are bad. Makes up for it with some tits here and there. And the slasher-esque stuff is pretty slasher-esque and well done. Like it's a little confusing trying to understand why he's targeting these people. It's just because he knows them. Like, you're my doctor. That's the doctor's wife, so your brother's dead. Oh, so close to another topless scene. Well, yes, the shower. That's the smartest thing. Oh, obviously she doesn't know. Classic. Now they specifically cut away. That's twice they cut away from what was going on, just to show that Chuck is in the truck. But I mean, it doesn't really let us know where he's going. It's actually so quick. It's like Chuck gets in the truck and drives. Here it cuts, and it's like 4 seconds of him driving. You don't know where he's going. Maybe I need a helpful narrator. So John Kirby has not left the house. This isn't your house, Allison? What, so Allison just at night randomly goes to her brother's house? Oh, he actually stashed the body, with the body in the bed. Okay, that's not very good acting. Oh, and hung her brother's body up. Like, again, very slasher-esque. You know, staging and posing the bodies. Okay, he looks like he's been dead for like a day. You might want to leave. I understand it's very shocking and upsetting. Oh, she actually has to open the door behind him. Okay. Fair enough, but that actually is inadvertently kind of hilarious. So she was visiting her brother late at night, and he was coming here anyway? What is going on? Were they all going to have a pizza party together? I must have missed this. That both of them came to the house. His name is Dan. Chuck's name is Dan. I don't like that. I have to call him Chuck. He can't be Dan. And again, I understand the term like being hysterical, but can't you make out like my brother and his wife have been brutally murdered? Or maybe even say they are dead. Instead, she's just telling him not to go. Like, I kind of have to know what's going on in order to, like, no, just hold me. I'll babble. So he runs away instead of, does he recognize Chuck? I don't know. But he thinks he's, anyway, they're dead. So that's weird. I know that that is her brother, but I guess I missed the fact that she and Chuck separately were going to come over. That's weird. Results. I want to know how these people were killed. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. Can't you just give her a sedative? I'm kind of on his side with this. She's been very hysterical. I'm not saying she shouldn't be considering what she went through, but it's not the time to deal with this. Be right back. What? You on camera? You're very camera ready. You're very photogenic. You on camera? Oh, good girl. No, you don't have to stay. I just thought you might want to make an appearance. Give me some views. Nobody's going to watch this video. It's too bad because I'm missing you. You don't want me to put my hand under your... Sorry. I was just trying to get you out of the banner there. Oh, he's come back to see his Frankenstein doctor. So he didn't kill them. He just snuck out. There we go. No. Ow. Claws. This kitty's got claws. So we're at an hour and 7 minutes. Still plenty of movie to go. What if he killed somebody? Don't be ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Killing people is how he got here. I love how stupid his doctor is. Like, he's just like, I'm going to come back, not talk, and let him patch me up. He's been shot, you know. Yeah, well, so that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I get this guy has a obsession, but I like how the guy working with him just accepts him. It's like, yeah, okay, dangerous murderer who we've seen to be aiding and abetting here. Yeah, okay. Yes, things are getting out of hand. I'll go lie my ass off to the sheriff. We've got to keep our dangerous murder machine going. Fuck, there's something in my eye. No, I can't fix it. It'll drive me nuts for the rest of the night. Oh, now Chuck's doing some real investigation. He can do that part of the job too. Yeah, I forgot all about John Kirby. That's a weird line of questioning. I know he's dead, but are any around here like him that are alive? We know there's nobody like him, so it's a really stupid question. Be more like, is he really dead? Would be a better question. You can look through some files, I guess. I don't know. That's helpful, isn't it? I'm cooperating. Come on, Chuck, you've got that policeman's intuition. Something's not right here. Something wrong here. It's like, hey, I know you've been through a lot, but are you up for, doing it again? You could have another really awkward and clunky sex scene. Stupid music and camera angles. Like, maybe later. Pulling my eye. Fuck. It's like opening Pandora's box. You start fixing it. Yeah, that's reasonable to be scared of you. We don't know about the semi-indestructible madman running around, but somebody did kill your brother and his wife. You know that for sure. I don't care if he murdered 100 people. Wow. We're scientists, not morals. Like, wow, he's going hard at this. That is quite the position for him to take. John Kirby's the future. Well, he might kill you. Ah, if he kills me, that's fine. If only we could make perfect murder machines. We'd be doing mankind a great service. You know he's going to give us a Nobel Prize for murder. Yeah, there you go. They don't give out Nobel Prizes for murder. Although, I mean, didn't Nobel invent, like, TNT? Not saying TNT is always used for murder. Just saying. You say his corpse, but you know he's not dead, so he's just like, we can cover it up. Fair enough, but he's still alive, so damn these subtitles. They started out on time, now they're kind of lagging, so I'm missing bits. Well, that looks official. Okay, yeah, so he is planning to like kill him. They're gonna try to inject him with sulfuric acid. Pretty cool. I don't think it's gonna work though. But I mean, really, the other guy. Just in case you weren't sure, you were thinking, well, you know, he thinks he can do something to help mankind. It's like, I don't care if he killed 100 people. There's no moral side to this. It's just awesome that we created this guy, kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know what kind of credit I can take. But I'm definitely enabling him and helping him kill people and helping him get away with it. I mean, this isn't a bad idea, even if this guy has a healing factor. Injecting acid like directly into his neck. Oh, he did do it. I thought he would have stopped him. That's not gonna kill him. Hmm. I would have thought they figured that that actually could kill him, but he would have stopped him. But all right, good job, assistant doctor guy. I mean, you didn't do the right thing at first, but you did in the end, I guess. Of course, it's not actually going to kill him. So his healing factor is even more bonkers than we thought. What are you checking in your microscope? I like how he has sort of like a wimpy mustache. It's like it makes a good counterpoint, a good what's the word I'm looking for? Is it a contrast to Chuck Norris's much more full mustache because they're on conflicting sides here. Don't go back. So didn't I just inject acid into your neck? John, is that you? I was hoping maybe you could have a conversation and we can talk about it. Like, so stupid. Just keep going closer to him. John, you didn't take it personally when I injected you with acid, did you? Oh, I guess you did. It should be a good death. Let's see. He's being awfully quiet. It's like whispering to him, no, John, don't kill me. Someone's trying to kill you, and your resistance is to like whisper at them, please don't kill me. I really prefer you didn't kill me. Again, that whole it's so Halloween. Charlie, you keep sitting here on your fat ass. That's what you're best at. Sure thing, boss. Oh, you've made a discovery. Don't keep me in suspense. What is it? Of course, what? Eureka, huh? Ah. So we have a weird habit of like cutting to another location, but only like for like a couple seconds before going back somewhere else. Just like let it play out. That says biohazard, Charlie. There's no burritos in there. But yeah, I kind of remember that. Remember, I am the idiot who put a dog in a freezer. Oh, I like how he's looking at the formulas. He's going to figure them out Goodwill Hunting style. Charlie's actually some kind of idiot savant. Paul's dead. It never occurred to me that this could happen. That I kept healing and protecting the dangerous murder machine, that it might wind up hurting somebody around me. Paul, I'm sorry. It's a little late for sorry. Paul can't hear you. I kind of like that neurotic walking turning into running thing. That's actually some kind of good physical acting. Yes, Charlie, we know the hat makes you look badass. I mean, you're still fat with like rosy plump cheeks, but you've got a hat and you got a gun, you got a badge, so I'm sure that biker chick you can go down to holding and propose to her or whatever. She won't take it. Always doing the you talking to me thing. Which fair enough. It's only 6 years after Taxi Driver. Hey, what was the first movie to like imitate Taxi Driver with the you talking to me? This probably isn't it, but it'd be hilarious if it was. At least he didn't like drop his gun and it like goes off or something. That's also what you expect from his fuck up of a character. Yeah, just keep drinking, Doc. Don't alert the authorities or anything. Just sit in a chair and drink. It's only just now hitting me that I might be partially responsible for these events. Oh, look who's back. Why even did he come back? He doesn't need a tune-up. I've been expecting you. Now, let's see how this plays out. Since coming back to life, John doesn't speak. But I don't know if that means he can't. I don't know. Silent rage, right? He has to be silent. It's like he's almost going to talk. But then he doesn't. Don't tease me, John. What were you going to say? I need to know. You must have some amazing insight you can share with me, John. I could learn so much from your mind. Really? Even in 1982, this is a bit of a cliche. Oh, this isn't going to go well for you. You ever see Blade Runner 1982? Oh, snap. That was fast. I was hoping for like a more drawn out death, kind of like when Tyrell gets his face crushed, but he just goes dead. Dead. He's efficient. Coming up to an hour and 20 minutes. We're coming to the final act. Cookies will make you feel better. I mean, this guy, they don't even like have an APB out for him or anything, I guess is fair. Because it'd be like, he's a guy wandering around in a silver jumpsuit. But at this point, they still don't even know he's alive. Just sort of been a cascading level of fuck ups and incompetence. Oh, even if he was vulnerable with bullets, you don't do that. Hey, let's just point the gun. Charlie, I'm rooting for you, but I just don't feel like giving your track record. Oh, yeah, maybe if you keep hugging him. Like, no, I want to see you get murdered. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, Charlie, I thought you were going to make it. I am doing Silent Rage. Hades, and anyone else who's actually watched. Chuck Norris, 1992. You've been looking all over for him. He's got a fucking radio. Couple people dead. Oh no. 10-4, good buddy. Chuck knows all about that. He was in the movie Breaker Breaker, where he is a trucker. So also one I've seen. That's from before this. That's I think 79. You know, I know that this movie has like a riff track, so I guess you could do that instead of watching with me. But I don't know. Those guys are a little overrated. Don't tell me it's all off the cuff. I don't believe it. It's good though. I prefer those kind of riff tracks. Like, you know, a lot of their bread and butter is sort of like old timey, you know, B movie, like B sci-fis. But I don't like those as much. I like it when they do like cheesy 80s stuff. I really liked when they do. Oh, I can't think. Oh, like Samurai Cop. That's a really good one. I really like that one. Mac and Me. Those are good ones. And so Halloween-esque, but he's like, oh, I don't watch those movies. I don't know anything about them. I'm not saying, you know, you had needed to necessarily see Halloween to pull this off. It's not, you know, genius. No one's saying like what John Carpenter did is something like no one ever could have thought of or anything like that. I knew that. I'm just saying maybe it's also because of the hospital setting. Again, makes me think so much of Halloween 2. And Halloween 2 would have come out the year before this. 81. Probably the best year for slashers. Well, I mean, it depends upon how you define it, I guess. Because is it quality or quantity? Because give it about 3 or 4 more years, like it's more like the middle of the '80s is, you know, the middle of the golden age or whatever. And then there's tons of slashers. But I go quality over quantity. So I'd be like 81. Yeah, slashers haven't quite taken off yet, but there's already been some really fantastic ones. We haven't seen the decline yet. Another white coat going down. This movie's good if you hate doctors. And some people do. I mean, doctors help people, but some people hate doctors. I mean, I have a terrible relationship and history with dentists, but I don't hate them. You know, they were doing what they were supposed to do. It's not like it was a bunch of malpractice. Or was it? Sometimes maybe. Kind of. Body count's going up. Slow start, but now it's really gotten rolling. Allison's still on the scene. She saw a fat cop get it, Charlie. Tugging my eyelash just for the rest of the night. Now it's on this eye too. Fuck. That was weird. Someone actually dropped by and said, "What you doing?" I mean, it's clear what I'm doing. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for your interest. Charlie's not dead yet. He's just suffering from massive internal injuries. When I became a cop, it never occurred to me I might get hurt someday. I just want to wear a hat. Touch a hot biker chick's boobs. I almost did it. I came so close. You'll be all right, Charlie. I think he's gone. Sheriff, I think he's gone. Not Charlie. I don't give a crap about anyone else, but Charlie, now he's gone way too far. I mean, I understand wanting to be quiet, but if you're on the stairs, just go fast, right? You don't have any necessarily any reason to believe he's on the stairs, do you? once you get the stairs, I think speed is more important than stealth. I mean, that's how it is in a lot of like slasher type situations, right? It's like don't look for a hiding place, just like gun it. Go like if you can get into a straight line, just go as fast as you can. That makes most sense to me. Someone is trying to chase me with like a knife or something. I mean, a gun, sure, that's different. You probably want to hide. But if it's a knife or their bare hands, just run. And I know they always come up with what reasons why they can't run or putting them in claustrophobic places. But here, Allison's behavior is really bothering me. She's made it to the stairs, but now she's so worried about moving, she's like paralyzed herself. You got to make a decision. You got to commit to it. I guess he always had the belt buckle, but I'm only really noticing it now. Okay, so she's being stealthy. I guess that's smart. Because clearly she's still nowhere close to a door getting out of the building. That's a pretty good recurring nightmare for me. It has nothing to do even with like being like chased by a killer, which of course I've had those nightmares too. But I've just had nightmares where it's like I'm in a building, kind of like a hospital, like a a large building with long hallways and stairwells and stuff, and yet I can't find the exit no matter what I do. Like there's always another floor, there's always another stairwell. Every time I go through a door, it just goes into more of it. Like I can't get out of the building. I'm sure that's something other people have dealt with too. There's a pretty good example of it too. It's not a nightmare, but when I think about it, is in the novel The Stand, in the part where Stu, the character from East Texas, the one who actually was taken in, was with the very first group that got infected, and the only one to survive. Because everyone else were survivors, but because of their immunity. But he was He was one of the immune people that was actually part of the original group. Ah, here we go. Good. But so Stu was actually brought to the place in Stovington, and it's like this medical place, and the whole thing is everybody's dying around him, including the doctors. And then one of the doctors decides that he just wants to kill him because it's not fair that he's living and all this stuff. So Stu is forced to like kill him to escape. But the whole thing is like, even once he gets away from it, there's nobody left to threaten Stu. Everybody in the building is dead. Like he just can't get out. It takes him fucking forever, and it's like several pages long of Stu just like going down corridors and things, and having nightmares and visions and flashes of dead people and stuff, and it really stuck with me. I mean, the whole novel sticks with me. But no, his band. Loomis going, I shot him 6 times. That's not realistic. If you get shot in front of a window, it doesn't throw you through a window. I mean, I love it when people get shot by like, I don't know, like a big magnum or a shotgun and they go flying back, but that's actually not how bullets work. I get it. They're very powerful weapons, but they don't knock you back. Bullets tear through your body. They don't pick you up and push you. But it is entertaining to see it in movies. Wow, he got down there fast. Which is good if you want to. For some reason, I remember this in the daylight. I don't know why. Obviously, we're coming to our big climax here. We're just at about an hour and 30 minutes. So we're at the final confrontation. Allison actually does something proactive. She stops him choking Chuck, and she even managed to wing him with the truck. Pretty good. I criticized Allison for some of her decisions, but that was actually pretty good. Let's just park on top of him. I think that would be the smartest thing to do, really. It's like, okay, he seems to be indestructible. He has like a healing factor, but I think if we park the car on top of him, it will at least immobilize him. Then maybe he can starve to death. I'm open to suggestions, but now they're dragging, which is pretty cool. Again, like that's really happening. Good stunt work there by what's his name? His name is I've said it before already, Brian Libby. And he's gotten up into the this is bad. Here, let's make it so he has to drive. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good. Driving the car right off a cliff. I like it. Hey, come on over. You can come over on your terms. I won't hold you. You can just come over. Mhm. Well, surely that fiery explosion has killed him. Oh, he actually is screaming. So yeah, he hasn't spoken at all since being revived, but he can still feel pain and stuff, and he's screaming. Oh, unfortunately, there's water right there. Yeah, camera, camera, Cammy. Her name's Cammy. Come here. That's pretty cool. Good shot. Now I'm very mad. I like that too. That's a good. Chuck's character is just like, nope. I actually give credit to this Chuck Norris character because he's not like overly macho. I mean, yeah, we see him do stuff, and he beats up a whole bunch of, but he's like at least he's not making stupid decisions or anything, and he is trying to protect Allison here. He's not like, all right, like time. He doesn't say like a witty. Again, it's 1982. We're just before like it's time to really put these witty one-liners in. I mean, yeah, I know that originated with Bond, but it really became a thing in like the 80s with action movies, right? But I mean, he's mostly making fairly rational decisions here, not just being like super much. Okay, final fight. That must be the well thing the boards are covering up. Because I think that's how they finally finish him. Knock him down a well. Timmy's in the well. Ding dong well. Oh, ding dong Dell. Pussy's in the well. Don't worry, you'll never fall in the well. Throw him in the dirt. Chuck Norris was supposed to be in American Ninja, but he pulled a Jean Claude Van Damme in Predator, in that he's like, I don't like that my face is covered a lot of the time, so I'm not going to do it. But you can actually find early promotional like artwork and stuff showing Chuck Norris as the main guy instead of what does it say Michael Dudikoff did. I don't know how to say it, but American Ninja movies, which aren't bad movies for what they are. This is kind of put, even though it's a little bit different, it still is a Chuck Norris 80 movie. So it does kind of put me in the mood for some of those canon features. So many of those movies with ninjas. I love the unofficial sort of ninja trilogy. Like Revenge of the Ninja and stuff. You axe kicks him to the throat, but he's still kicking. Thanks, that was helpful. The intensity. I like the lack of music here too. It just lets you revel in the physicality here. I was kind of a sloppy spin kick, Chuck. I know you're better than that. Got some slow motion kicks in there after all. Took a long time. Drag him to the well. All right, you're in a timeout until you can learn to play well with others. Be funny if he just dropped him in, no problem. But of course, it's a movie, so he's gonna come to and fight him. It would have been funny though, like no music, nothing, just a couple slow motion kicks, and then just a very slow scene of Chuck dragging him to the well and dropping him over. But, they have to have a final struggle here at the edge of the well. Allison even intervenes, which makes her more useful than so many of these female co-stars that usually just watch. She gets right in there. Give her credit. Come on, Chuck. You got your woman. I'm coming. I hope there was a matter there or something for her to land on. She just like falls off screen. It's kind of funny. Just winging haymakers. And there you go. And no music or anything. It's a pretty good finisher. Just tossing them over your back like that. I like it. Again, no one liner or anything to say. Just, ooh, that took a lot out of me. Elsa comes back. She's okay. She hasn't been impaled on a rock or anything. So that's good. So much rage. And is it over? Stay Finney. It's over. It's going to be a hell of an investigation into this and the chain of events that led to it. But I guess the guilty parties, the responsible parties, are already dead. So if you wanted to like file a wrongful death suit on behalf of any of the people that were killed, I don't know who you could blame at this point. Just blackness, right? Follows it down the well. Oh no, not full blackness. We got a little bit of light. I guess this is what they're talking about. Maybe a possible sequel. Like he's down there, but he's still not dead. So eventually, he could find his way out. I mean, it's such a horror movie ending, just him popping out of the water. Do you like Silent Rage? Yeah, I liked it. There, I'll give it a like. Chuck Norris, Ron Silver, Stephen Keats, Tony Callum, that's Allison, William Finley, and John Kirby is Brian Libby. The rest don't matter. Although Charlie was Stephen first. That's the fat ass cop. Tattooed biker mama. That's a great. That's who sits I was talking about. The tattooed biker mama was Lillette Zoe Rayleigh. Tattooed biker mama. That's a great credit. Stunt persons. Anyway, that's Silent Rage. I don't know. I want to get something out there. It's not a big deal. Nobody came to watch. Didn't expect anybody to come to watch. I don't know. I feel like watching a movie and I didn't want to do it alone per se, although I guess I pretty much did do it alone. Associate producer Aaron Norris. Oh, yeah. He's the reason Chuck is actually successful. He's the man behind the. The longest time on Prime, speaking of Aaron Norris and Chuck Norris, Sidekicks was on here. But I don't want to do Sidekicks alone. That's right. I'd rather have Jay or somebody do Sidekicks with us because that movie's ridiculously stupid. It makes me, of course, feel a little depressed because it stars Jonathan Brandis, who died so young, only a few years after. It's such a stupid, stupid movie. It's right at like the tail end of Chuck Norris's popularity too. I don't know. Anyway, enjoyable. Like I said, I would have done this at a different time and maybe had somebody to do it with, but I don't. The Hollywood Suite preview was ending soon, and I'm already gonna like not be able to fit in some of the movies I put aside to watch, and I wanted to watch this one. So get it out there, and also see like how bad this looks when it's broadcast. But anyway, that'll do. So there's no reason to stick around. Say good night, Candy. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving or whatever. I don't know. Camera's boring. Thank you. So what do they recommend? They recommend some of the Dirty Harry movies, Magnum Force, Enforcer. Never seen Action Jackson. A police detective trails a psychopathic auto magnate. Kickboxer. Oh, I love Kickboxer. Sudden Impact. So pretty much all the. I've never seen Raw Deal, which is a 1986 movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Escape from New York. I don't know why Urban Legends on here. Okay, now the recommendations are getting silly. Last Exorcism of Emily Rose. The World's End. Speaking of Nick Frost and Simon Pegg and those people. See, Ishtar is on here. That's a well-known like terrible flop of a movie that I was always interested in. And I guess I could watch it now. I don't know. But that'll do. So thanks so much for. I don't know if no one's going to watch this, but I wanted to do it. So Silent Rage, 1982. So I feel lucky that I got to see it in theater with a friend. It was a fun experience years ago. Like it's not a movie you expect to see in theater, that's for sure. Just like sort of a random little footnote in Chuck Norris's storied career. Kind of an oddity, as we said, given what the subject matter was. I guess Chuck probably doesn't have much love for the movie, but I don't know. I find it entertaining. And his as stupid as the love scenes are, besides that, his character is not that embarrassing. Like you watch a movie like Lone Wolf McQuade, and his character is so ridiculous. It's like, oh my god, and his character is fairly down to earth and realistic, and not too silly or dumb or anything. Like, and I mean, that's part of the charm of some of the Chuck Norris. They can play those over the top characters, but it's kind of refreshing that this movie like tries to be really serious and hard and violent and dark. I don't know, different, a different timbre, different tenor. I don't know, a different feel and tone than like typical '80s action movies. Again, this '82 before they really got going. Anyway, that's enough about that. So thanks so much. Whatever, we'll see you again with something cooler and hopefully not on my own. Hey, Hades, I'm sorry that you were confused by what I was doing. Oh well. Bye bye. Have a good one. Good night and good luck.